Okay. So in last class we covered, some advanced concepts, like we started with list comprehension. We see these square brackets, how these are useful. Then we moved on to, map function, lambda function, how lambda function is similar to anonymous function, and how to use map function in this lambda function inside map, or inside filter, or inside reduce. We saw that. Then we also saw how we can use this map function with pandas, with numpy. you know we did all that. Then we also saw what are generators. When we don't want to evaluate everything at once, we use generators. Then we saw custom iterator. Print is prime. We started with a prime number generator, or iterator, I would say. So basically, whenever we create an instance of this class, and then by calling this next function, how many times we call next, that many times we'll get the next prime number. Okay, so all this is clear. Okay, very good. Just a second. So now we have also covered map function, filter function. Now let's again come back to our pandas. Okay, now we will. Okay, let me connect to a runtime. You are aware about the website Kaggle? See, this website is very famous, and there are data science competitions that are always going on this website. And like you see this Google, and whoever wins, they are given, this is $100,000. Okay, this is like $1 million. But yeah, so these are pretty tough, to achieve. But yeah, at least. So here you also have some, competitions that are available. Like I showed you this Titanic one, you know. So this one is here. So the data for this competition is there. Today, let's see another one, that is house price prediction. Okay. So if you see the data, so this is like the data. So these are all the fields for the data. If you see, there are too many fields as of now. So now we can also see, like, let's see if we download, or I have to join this. Just a second. This is fine. Let's go to data, and you can simply, let's see the train.csv. Okay, let's download this. And this train.csv, let's try to bring it here. Okay, in my Google Colab environment. Okay, we'll meanwhile import pandas as pd. Okay. Okay, the path. Now the data, let's import pd.read csv and your train.csv. Fine. Hello. Am I audible? Hello. So I just took this house prices CSV into the Colab environment. If you see, here is the data, and I am importing it inside pandas. Okay. And if you see, let's just do a df.head. So there are, sorry, yeah, so there are 81 columns. Okay. So there are too many columns in this scenario. and the the target variable or the thing that we are concerned about is this sale price of this house. Okay, so each row is details about the house. Okay, let's see df dot describe what this case says. So this would tell you information around what is the mean value of different things. Okay, now there are scenarios when you see, because there are too many columns, so pandas hides some columns. So you see here pandas has hidden because there are too many things to display. So you can uh, override this behavior by using this display max column property. Okay, I'll show you. So what you can do is, while importing, you can do this display max columns none. Now if you do a header, you see everything is being displayed, all 81 columns. Fine. Hello. Yeah, is this fine? Okay. So all 81 columns can be displayed using this property. Okay. Then you see df dot okay, df dot describe. Using this, you can get different attributes like the mean value of every column, the standard deviation, the min value, 25 percentile, max, and all those things. Okay. Now let's see the metadata for this entire data. So what all different things we have. So if you see what type of interesting things that we can see, number of kitchens, number of bedrooms. So let's see number of kitchens. Okay, let's see def kitchen, and let's see, at least see only top 10 values. It says, I think the name is something else. What is it? Kitchen. Let's say in your data, whenever you have too many values, okay, too many columns, so you can also check you know your pandas columns names, like let's say df dot columns. Okay, this will give you names of all the columns and all 81 columns. Now what you can do is, let's say you check for uh, you have to convert each into a string. Okay, for call in this, if call dot str, it's always I think str starts with, let's say, kitchen and print call. This is already an str, so we don't need to do a dot str. So see, these are the two columns: kitchen quality and kitchen above gr. These two columns we have. Okay, so kitchen quality and kitchen above gr would be kitchen number of something like this. Okay, so like this, if you have many number of columns, let's say large number of columns, then you can also iterate over your columns and check for specific properties like the name of the column, if it is starting with something or if it is containing something. Okay, you can also do this, or you could also do, let's say, dot call dot contains. Okay, let's say we want to see contains condition. Now every column that has this df. Okay, this we can directly do in this as well, or let me show you. You can use substring. What is a substring you are aware about? Yeah, very good. So let's say we can, you see. So let me show you some string functions in Python. Okay, let's see these today. So let's say you have string one. Okay, this is your str. Okay, this is your string. Let's say playing with with Python. Okay, now what all things you can do with strings in Python? Let's say you want to get the, this is just like a, a list of characters. So you can do everything that we usually do with a list in Python also. Okay, fine. You can also loop over this. Okay, if you do like this, you can also loop over it character by character. Oh, this is str1. See, and now I had told you, if I don't want this to be printed in a new line, then what we can do? Date or end we can. So separator would do what? Let's say if you use a separator, it would add this between everything. Let's say if I do like this, so it would just do like this. Okay, you see, because there is only a single character every time, so it is not separating anything. If there would have been multiple characters, then it would have separated them with a comma. Let's say like this. In str, if I want to print, let's say, let me do like this once. End is space. Okay. If I had to print like this, let's say str1 and separator is equal to comma. This is whole one object. But if I had to do like this, print str1 and again print str1, then this would give you this separator. Or print str1 or print end, something like this. Then between these two strings, it will put this separator. Okay. Or if you had to print like this, 0 and 1. If I don't do anything, it will just give you 0, 1. You see, 0 space 1. Space is the default separator. But if I want to put, let's say, comma in between them, so you can change the separator. Okay, so this is the role of separator and this is role of end. Fine. End is when you are having, multiple objects, you are iterating, so you can use end. So there won't be a new line. Okay, end is used for whenever you want to replace a new line. So let's say if I had multiple of these, then what would happen? What would be the output? Tell me. What would be the output? Where would be the second 0 comma 1? On an, okay, on first line or on new line? On new line, na? Because by default the end is a new line. But if I had provided the end like this, end is equal to just a semicolon, then you see. Now it makes sense. Okay. Now you see what all else we can do. Length of string is too simple. Len of str1. We can use the length function. Fine. Now for substring in Java, what you used to do for substring? Substr, na? Here you don't need to do substr. You can do like this. Let's say with this is the string that you want to check, and you can use the in operator. Okay, in keyword in str1. So you see, it gives you true. So with is there, है ना? So this is same as substr. Fine. And if you want to check, let's say without, you can also do like this, not in str1. So if this is not inside string, then it would return true. If this is inside string, then it would return true. So when, because it is not already inside string, so it would return false. And like this you can check if some substring is not inside str1. So you can also use the not keyword. Fine. So just to compare, you can put it like this. Fine. This is substr. This is also good. Now slicing of strings and all those things I had told you. Okay. And I had also told you the this thing trim. Not trim also I told you. Start and end space. Start and end space. What is this thing? It's here object. I think this is strip. Sorry, we were used to use, not trim. है ना? If there would have been any, space, then this would remove that space on left and right. Now there is one more str1 dot split. So what would split do? Very good. So by default the separator is space. So you see, the space is the separator and all these three. So there are three components. So all these three get converted to, list, part of list. Okay. So playing becomes the zeroth index in the list, with becomes first, and Python is this. Okay. If your string would have been str1 is equal to, let's say, playing playing with Python. Okay. Now you can change your this the split separator. You can do it underscore. So what would be the output? Very good. Fine. Now uppercase and lowercase is very in Java. How you used to do uppercase and lowercase? Very good. Here you have just dot upper and dot lower. See? Okay. Now if you want to, let's say, replace something, so instead of this underscore I want a space. So how would you do that in Java? So here you have simple function dot replace. Okay. So just by using whatever you want to replace, simply you can do it like this. So instead of underscore, you want a space. So this would go around and replace that. Okay. Now, how do you concatenate two strings? Python. Now in Python, concatenation is very simple. You just use the plus operator. Ah, and this would simply concat. And if you let, yeah, or space, if you want to add, yeah, so this would concatenate. Fine. Very good. Now there is, very uh, uh, one thing. There is this functionality. Let's say you have a string. Okay, my age is this. Okay, age is equal to 10. Let's say you have any variable that you want to print inside a string dynamically. Okay, let's say, okay, you know how to take input from the command prompt. How? So you take, let's say, age as input. You convert that into an integer because by default everything comes as a string. Okay, now you want to print like this. Print like this. My age is whatever the user is saying. Let's, okay. One thing you can do like this, plus age. है ना? Let's see this. Let's say 10. Okay, you can concat. So you can just take this as a string by default. Okay, let's assume this for simplicity like this. Fine. Now there is another way. Let's say you have, uh, uh, let's say age is input like this. Now another way would be my age is format age. See, by using this format function, you can do like this. Now, why this is useful? Let's say you had multiple inputs. Age is equal to, let's say, one input, then name is equal to another input, class is equal to another input. Okay. Now you want to add everything inside your my details. Let's say age, name, class. Format what is first? Age, name, and class. Fine. You can do this like with string concatenation also, है ना? You can do it like that also, but that would be very complex, है ना? You'll have to add plus and all those things again and again. Then you'll have to, do concat. Yeah, this matters. Position matters. Okay, let's try once. Let's say age is 10, name is ST, class is 5. Fine. And you could have also done like this. Let's say name, class, or name age class. So here you can also provide the index. Let's say first index, zero index, and second index. So this is the zeroth index, first index, and second index. And HP 5. Name HP, age 10, class 5. Fine. Like this also you can do. Fine. Makes sense. Very good. Now there is one more way. That is the easiest. And this is called F string. Okay, you can simply using f string. What you do, you don't need this format also. Simply by using these curly braces inside. Yeah, am I audible? Hello, hello, hello. Oh. So there is another way that is known as f string. Okay. So before your string, you provide an f. You write an f here. Okay. Now simply you see just by changing f, what happened when f is not there. This is like this, है ना? But when I put f, so you see everything inside this curly braces gets highlighted, है ना? So here you can directly provide the name of your variable that you are providing inside your format. So this is even more easier. Same thing. Fine. Okay, very good. Now let's talk about escape characters. Okay. Now let's say you want to print a string inside your str. So let's say str1 is equal to uh, I want to put a quote here. Okay. And this quote I want inside like this. How to do that? So just by doing backslash you can simply escape. Very good. Now there are many other functions also, that are related with string that are, you know, some some of them are famous that might be helpful. Other you can explore when you do. So let's say you have str1 dot uh, this we don't usually use. Let's say we use count a. So how many times a occurred in this string? Fine. Then let's say you want to check you have a single string. Okay, and let's see if this is a digit. No, this is true. If this would have been a character, let's say this would be fine. So like this also you can use. Now what else we can see starts with, let's say your string is str1 and we want to check it if it starts with I want. Okay, so you can simply see like this. Okay, if this would have been I don't want, false. Okay, very good. Now this also we have done. Now one more thing, let's say you have a list of strings. Okay, let's say the string is how we do. Let's say str1 we are having. Let's just split by space. Okay, so splitted thing becomes a list. Huh? Now if you want to convert this list of strings, okay, this is a list of strings back to a string, a single string. So how you will do that? You can use the join function. If you do join L, Then, one second. You'll have to use this join like this. So this is the separator. First you define the separator. First you define this separator. Then inside the join function, you define your iterable. Iterable can be a dictionary, can be a list, can be a tuple, anything. Okay. So this is how you can join your, you can convert your list of strings to a single string. Fine. Oh, very good. Notes. This notebook is your notes only. Okay, I'll find one and I'll share with you. Okay, I'll share one cheat sheet with you. Okay, that would be helpful. Oh, very good. Now we are done with basic string, this kind of thing. Now let's see. You have used regular expression. Very good. So that is very important concept in Python also. So there is this library RE, which stands for regular expression. Okay, let's say you have a text. I want to play with Python and test my skills. Okay, now we can use re dot search. Okay, and using search, inside search we can provide a regular expression. Okay, now what is this symbol? This is caret symbol. This means that this string should start with, let's say, I. Okay, so let's see if this string starts with I. Okay, wait, one second. I have to also provide the string. Okay, what do you see? This says the object span match I. It should be matching, no? If it was not matching, then you see. Let's say if it was P. No, it's not starting with P. You know? So if it's not matching, it returns null. If it's matching, it returns this kind of object. Okay. Similarly, let's say if I use re.search, and instead of starting, if I want to check for ending, so I can use the dollar symbol. So ends with, let's say, small s txt. Oh, this should be like this. Sorry, first s and then dollar. So dollar means end. So you see it matches, and this is like the index of the match. Okay. So similarly, you can also do like this. It starts with I, it ends with S. Okay, and let's see this txt. This won't match. Why? Because we have not specified what is there in between. You know, so we also need to specify what is there in between. Okay, so in between there is one way we can use, let's say, w backslash w and star mouse. W is returning what? One second. W should be returning word characters, and star means there can be any okay, there is also space now. There's also space. One second, let's start with an easier one for now. Hmm. So what basically this gives you W. Let's start with. Okay, with is there. It will give you the index and span of with. Okay, then you can search for white spaces. So how to check for space? You can provide one single space. You can also provide this backslash s. Backslash s also stands for space. Okay, so this is how you can check for regular expressions also. Okay, these can be a bit complicated also. For that, you'll have to study how regular expressions work in case of very many different kind of scenarios. So let's say if I want to check for, let's say, your name, your name.com, I would search okay. I'll show you how we can uh, take out basically uh, check whether there is some email ID provided or not. Fine. So let's say you want to check if a text is an email ID or not, and how to check that. So email ID, how we can check A to Z, A to Z. Let's keep it simple. A to Z plus then add the rate, and then again A to Z dot, and then again A to Z. Okay. Dot. Oh, where is this string? Email. You see, 2 comma is that it ends with two or more alphanumeric characters, है ना? So these should be two or more, not less than two. And this is clear. A to Z plus, and then add the rate is there, then dot is there, A to Z plus, and then two times instead of plus we are just telling two or more times. This cannot be single one. Okay, like let's say test dot b, है ना? Test dot do. This is the test simple. A at the rate test dot od. See, this works, but when we are providing single, it won't work. Fine, makes sense. No, if it is not giving any output, then it is giving. You can also use this re.match. I think what this would do is, again, this, if you put it D, so this is another way. Okay, then I think we can also use, there is search, there is match, then you can also use sub, or yeah, I think using match should be fine. If it is not giving any output, it means this is not able to match or not able to search. If it is giving some output, okay, then it means it is there. If we save this object, let's say of OD, I think this, all this might be available. Let me show you. Uh, you see this span and all this is available. Start from where it is starting, from what is the span. I'll show you. See, from 0 to 9. You know, means it starts from 0 and it goes till 9. Okay, if it this would have been like this, let's say yours, this is your entire email ID. I have sent a mail to this. Now from this, usually this is known as data mining. Okay, from some text you want to derive some, let's say, important information. You see, obj dot span will give you the exact indexes of your email ID. One second. This. Okay, I'm just trying to check it inside one single email ID. If I do it, let's say, uh, inside a text, then this would change. One second, I'm putting it there. If you use re.find all, this should find it from within the text. Find all. Okay, it will just give you a list. Find all will give you list. Now you see, from this text, we have extracted the email ID using the find all function. So whatever email ID would be matching, it would extract that email ID and put it inside a list. If there were multiple IDs, let's say this, I have sent the mail to two, but abc at the rate gmail.com didn't reply to my earlier conversation. Now see, both of these would be extracted. Just a second. I think this dot is troubling it because we have not, dealt with the corner cases. But this should not happen. .com. This is fine. Achha, this end is there now. So we need to, modify this to actually match whatever we want to do. Okay. So now you see we have got it. So earlier I was having this end symbol. So it means that it would check it at the end if this email ID is present at the end of the text. But we don't want to check at the end. We want to check it anywhere. So we removed end. So it's finding all that's matching this kind of regular expression. This means any characters, then at the rate, then again any characters, then dot, then any characters that are having more than two. Okay, and characters, not spaces. So here you see a comma, so it stops. Here it sees a space after com, so it stops. Okay, so this is a technique for data mining, and this is, very widely used in industry as well. Very, very important. Okay, make sense. Fine. So now if I ask you to write data mining, let's say I've sent your email ID to one repeats. I got a request from number one. I am checking how to respond on my server so that fine. Now tell me how to extract IPs from this text. Think first. Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Obj is equal to re dot find all. Let's use find all and IPs. Now what would be inside this? And 230. What is 230? 0 to 1. Or for digits, you can simply use this backslash d. So this would give you all digits 0 to 10. So how many digits you can get? One or two, four, nahi. In this single one. This four digits are total. Na? Let's say if this was like this, 111 dot 111 dot 111 then so there can be multiple plus. So star means zero or more, plus means one or more. One or more digits or zero or more digits. So one or more digits. And then a dot, no? Then again one or more digits, then a dot, then again one or more digits, then a dot, then again one or more digits. Would this work? What do you say? Fine? I will try this again. Fine? Very good. Now let's say you want to extract URLs. I visited the website google.com and I saw some traffic coming from the Facebook.com ads. Now extract the URLs from this. A to Z. Fine. Let's see what comes. Only Facebook came. .com went away. This is minimum three letters, है ना? So how will you get .com also? What star? Don't know. A to Z. This. This. Let's see. I might also be wrong. Let me test this. Fine. So I told you, no, when you don't use plus, plus is for one or more occurrence. Minimum one occurrence is required. But star is used when even zero or more occurrence. After meaning, plus and star both would be used after the character only. Both of them. Fine. Very good. Now, if this instead of facebook.com, it would have been facebook.co, then what would have happened? Fine. Oh, very good. This is fine. So now you are done mostly with Python strings, है ना? So let's yeah, I think I can give you the cheat sheet now. And for strings, mainly we have covered most of the things. For strings, na? Oh, sure. I'll share whatever I'm teaching. है ना? I'll share some notes. I'll share some link to articles. You can read from there. That would help you. Fine. Uh, no worries. No worries. You can try that. There is also one more function, just last one. You can see this. We have this str1. Okay. What is str1? Let's check. I want to put a quote here. Let's say if you use str1 dot find and you give put inside find. So this would give you the index instead of giving true or that. It would give you the exact index from where this put is starting. If it doesn't find, let's say it will give you putty. Let's see what this is giving minus. Okay, so this is how you can also use find function to just see a substring or a single string, and you're using in the in operator that I showed you, it would just give you true or false, but this would give you exactly the index. Fine. And let's say if you want to uh, if you want to update this string, Can you do like this? Let's say, what is str0? Str0 is height. Let's say if I want to change this to m, is this possible? No, because same strings are immutable. है ना? Like in Java, here also strings are immutable. And like tuples are similarly strings. Right? So this is, I think today we have studied about strings. Now all these things we can do over our pandas columns as well. Okay, whatever column we have or column names we have. So all these operations that we saw, we can do these operations on our pandas. We can also do this regex on our pandas. Okay, so everything is possible that we tried today on our pandas columns. Okay, so, okay then. Then let's meet in the next session.